Right everyone, WeaponCollector here. Thought I'd do a video on making a small survival arrowhead to go in one of these. The old S.A.S survival tins. S.A.S survival tins. Because there's one thing I thought it was missing, is a little arrowhead. So I thought I'd come up with a quick easy way to make one using mild steel. Now some people might say mild steel would be too soft, but you've got to remember in the old days cavemen used to use arrows made of flint. You know, a flint's gonna break easier than a piece of mild steel. And mild steel should be perfectly good. You know, if it hit a rib, you know, like a deer's rib or something, you know, large game's rib or something like that, it may bend the tip, but it'd be easily sorted out. So what I came up with was this. This is the basic design. 52mm long, 20mm wide, 3mm thick. Made from a piece of mild, just a piece of mild steel like that. And to make the arrowhead, all you're going to need is a hacksaw. I even used a junior hacksaw. So a hacksaw, a vice, or anything to grip the metal, a file to sharpen it, some sandpaper, and maybe a marker pen. I think that's it. And this whole project takes about half an hour. It took me half an hour with filming. When you film things it takes twice as long because you just keep stopping. So I'll actually show you the end product now. So there is your little arrowhead to go in your survival tin. Right, I'll show you making it and then I'll describe it slightly more. Right, so basically this is the piece of metal I'll be using, just a piece of mild steel. It's about 6 inches long by 3/4 of an inch, about 2 centimeters, 20mm. And I'm just going to cut that out with a little junior hacksaw there. If that won't work, I'll probably use a bigger one, and then if that don't work, I'll use an angle grinder. But I'm going to use very basic hand tools to, you know, make this an easy, simple job. I'll be using a vice there as well, just to grip it in, and then possibly some files to sharpen up the edges, and maybe put some grooves in the sides there. Right, first thing I'll do is cut it to length, and then cut it all out. Should be reasonably easy, it's only mild steel. Right, there it is, cut to length, and I'm going to put it in the vice. Cut down there, there, there and there. Right, so now just cut out the rest basically. If you put it in the vice, so that where you cut to is where it's going to end, you can just stop on the vice then, so you don't have to worry about how far you're going down. And you're guaranteed to cut to your right depth then. Turn it over, do the other way, and I'll cut out all those. Now just there's only 4 more cuts now. Now I just need to cut out those 2 bits and that's it. That's your basic arrowhead shape. Right, there's your basic little broadhead. All you want now is a couple of files. Any files that are going to be able to file metal, obviously, mild steel, and you're going to refine the shape now, and then sharpen over the edges. So I'm going to sort out the shaft part first, make it straight and smooth, round off the edges, round off the bottom, and then start sharpening the edges. It's getting there. I'll keep doing this and I'll come back in a minute. Right, there is your basic little broadhead then. You could leave it at that if you want. I'm going to put a couple of little grooves in the bottom to help it be tied on, and maybe sharpen these back edges, but that is it basically done. So the next video you'll see will be indoors. Right, so that was how to make it. As you see, very easy. Just cut it with a hacksaw, bit of filing to sharpen it. I added some grooves in the bottom there to help tie it on. You could make those bigger if you wanted to, mine are quite small. I've rounded over all the edges. It is sharpened. You don't want to have too much of a fine point on this. You probably could do it less of a fine point, and it would less chance of it bending if it did hit something like a rib on a deer or whatever you'd be using it against in a, you know, emergency survival situation. But see, that will fit in easily in a survival tin. Fit inside that, and you could make quite a few of these, and they'll work just as good as, like I said, you know, any flint or stone arrowhead that, you know, that cavemen used for hundreds of thousands of years. You know, if you can get better metal and you can heat treat it, then do that. You know, it'd be a couple more hours work, but as you can see there, 15 minutes work, and you've got a perfectly usable survival broadhead to go in a survival tin. Right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to visit my blog, the link will be in the more info section down there. And I hope you give it a try. If you do, let me know. Alright? See you later.